In this video, I'm going to show you 10 music and sound design editing tricks in Final Cut Pro that will change the way you edit forever. That sounds dramatic. Probably shouldn't go with that for the intro. Tip number 1, how to end your song absolutely anywhere using the Reverb Extension trick. To pull this off, simply find the point in your song where you want the music to end. So for me, it's right where I've previously placed this marker. From there, simply park your playhead over that moment, select your song, and press Shift-H. This is going to create what's called a hold frame, and you can see that here with this red line. From there, simply click and drag out your hold frame until it's almost off the screen, and then come over to the right-hand side and push Option right bracket to trim it down. So we should have a pretty hard cut on our music now. So we just need to smooth it over with some reverb. To do so, let's just go over to our effects and look up the cathedral effect, and then we'll just apply that onto our music. After that, we'll park our playhead back in that moment where the music should end and click to add a keyframe up here on the cathedral effect. Then just move back a couple frames using the arrow keys, and then drag this value to 0 and it will automatically add another keyframe. So looking at our music, you should see this nice gradual slope off on the music now instead of that hard cut that we had previously. Let's go ahead and listen to how that sounds. Tip number 2 goes perfectly in tandem with tip number 1. Maybe you have a song where you really don't like the intro to the music. That's where this tip comes into play. Once you've done the reverb extension, find a point in the song where you think would be a good hit for the beginning of your music. I think right here will work, and I'm just going to push Command B to create a cut. Now from there, we're going to right-click the end of our song that has that reverb extension and select New Compound Clip. We'll just press Enter, and so now you actually have a piece of this music that we can reverse to start off our song. I'm going to push Shift-Z to zoom out, and then I'm going to push Option and click and drag to duplicate this over to the beginning of our video. From there, we can zoom back in, then you'll simply select that compound clip, go to your retime editor, and then select Reverse Clip. We can trim off the beginning of this, and we can place this where we want the music to actually start. So here is the original intro, and I will preface this, I actually kind of like the intro of this song, but this is just for demo's sake, so keep that in mind. But maybe we want an alternate intro, and that's where this technique comes into play, so let's just trim that off, and let's try out our reversed section. Tip number 3 on this list is to simply reverse your sound effects for extra impact. I love doing this particular tip when I have gunshot sound effects or impact sound effects. Here's the original sound effect. And what we can do is simply select that sound effect, go to our retime editor, and then select Reverse Clip, and now let's listen to it. And you can see how that is just such a great build-up sound effect to use within your videos. Here's a more practical use case where I've done this exact thing. You can see I have this little intro segment to one of my videos. Removing silences is one of the easiest but most mundane parts of video editing. So why not have a computer do it? I felt like I wanted that statement to have a bit more impact. So I reversed a gun sound effect, and here it is with that sound effect. One of the easiest but most mundane parts of video editing. So why not have a computer do it? So after adding that sound effect, I feel like that statement is a lot more accentuated. I have a really simple whoosh sound effect here, and it's quite good, but maybe I want to use the same sound effect later on in the video and I need it just a tad longer. Well, I'll go ahead and simply duplicate this, then we can push Command R, and I can drag this out so it's nice and stretched out. But you'll notice a significant problem with this particular workflow. Suddenly, the sound effect sounds very digital and stretched out. So if you simply come on up to the retime editor and disable preserve pitch, this is going to actually lower the pitch of the sound effect and have it match better with the actual slowness. Or you can also make it really, really fast. So from that same sound effect, we actually now have 3 different variations. The 5th tip on this list is when you're using the same sound effect hundreds of times, but you want it to sound different across the board. Now, of course, you could retime it just like we did in the last tip, but another great option is to simply change the pitch. I have this simple title and I want there to be a pop sound effect for every letter that pops up. So I've gone ahead and added a single pop sound effect. Now I'll go ahead and duplicate this pop sound several different times, and pushing play, let's see how these sound effects work. And maybe that's what you're going for, but I found that by changing the pitch on these, we can make this a much more satisfying sequence. One way to do that is to simply come on over to your effects, and we'll look up the pitch effect. We'll apply this onto the first audio clip, and let's just drop the amount quite a bit, maybe around -2. Then from there, I'm just going to simply click and drag the same pitch effect to the next clip, and then we can drag that up just a little bit higher, and so on and so forth until we've gone ahead and repitched all of these. But if you don't feel like manually doing this for each and every single one of these, what I instead recommend, I'll go ahead and remove these effects, is to place all of these into a single compound clip. I'll just right click, then select new compound clip. Then from there, we can go ahead and add the pitch effect to just one part of this, and we can set this to a value of -2, click to add a keyframe, move forward to the end, and then drag this up till we go up in pitch. And let's just see how this sounds. So just by adding one single effect, we have added a ton of variation to this same sound effect across the board. Tip number 6 on this list is to use that same pitch effect directly on your music. Simply go ahead and apply that same pitch effect directly onto your song. Then you can go up here to the amount, click to add a keyframe, move forward to where you want the song to essentially end, and just drop that pitch like crazy. It can go all the way down to -4. And I'll just trim off that right side. So let's go ahead and hear how that sounds. But if you wanted even just a slightly different take on this exact same effect, rather than using the pitch effect, we could also use the retiming effects. What we can do is push Shift-H to add that same hold frame that we added earlier, and I'll go ahead and stretch this out. Then simply double click on this handle and select Speed Transitions, and now that'll give you this handle which allows you to adjust how long it takes for the music to stop. But then on top of that, we can select this song, coming over to our retime editor, and just make sure that Preserve Pitch is not checked. Once you've done that, you should get an effect like this. The next tip on this list is a super easy and dynamic way to cut between both an instrumental version and a regular vocal version of the same song. Most stock music sites offer both an instrumental and a vocal version of the exact same song, so once you've downloaded both of those, bring them into Final Cut Pro and locate them here in your viewer. Right-click, then select New Multicam Clip. A lot of people think multicams are only for cameras, but they're actually really great tools for audio. From there, we can call this whatever we want, and you can go in and use custom settings if you have specific resolutions and frame rates you're typically editing with, and then from there, we'll push OK. Once we've done that, you'll see that Final Cut has automatically synced these up, and I can just add this down onto the timeline. Now, here's what's really cool. If we go up to View, then we go in Show in Viewer and select Angles, which can also be achieved with Command-Shift-7. You could very simply go to Audio Editing Mode, and now at any time in this song, you can cut between either the instrumental or the lead vocals. And you can also do this just by using 1 and 2 on your keyboard. So let's say, for example, I want to start with the instrumental version, so I'll just leave it as is, but then right at this moment in the music, I want to cut over to the vocal version. I'll just click there, and we've automatically created a cut between the two songs, and if we push play, I got that dog in me, yeah. Turn me up. Big energy, got the... Now there is something you should know about multicams that's a bit of a bummer, and that is that you cannot use beat detection on multicams at the time of recording this video. The next tip is incredibly helpful if you want to keep the music pretty loud within your video, but you still want to hear some dialogue as it comes through. There are certain frequencies that our voice kind of sits within, so if we actually remove those frequencies from the music, it allows our voice to come through a bit more clearly. And this is called EQ carving. To pull this off, I'm simply going to go over to my effects, then look up Channel EQ, and we can apply this both onto the dialogue clip that I want to work with, as well as the actual music clip. Selecting the dialogue clip, let's click on this icon here, which will bring up our EQ editor. From there, we can go to the analyzer, and I'm going to disable the music for right now. Let's push play and see where my voice range is falling within. ProZooms for Final Cut Pro has just got its biggest update ever, version 4.0. So watching back that clip, we could see that my voice range kind of fell within this area. So now all we need to do is remove those frequencies from the music. I'm going to disable the video clip and enable the music. Then we'll click on this icon again to get the channel EQ editor, and we'll just drag this up. So now let's drop the frequencies in those ranges. So here it is before. ProZooms for Final Cut Pro has just got its biggest update ever, version 4.0. I got that dog in me. And I wanted to add a bit more clarity, so here it is with the channel EQ now. For Final Cut Pro has just got its biggest update ever, version 4.0. I got that dog in me, yeah. Now sometimes you've got music that is impossible to cut through. Maybe it's got distracting vocals, but it has an amazing beat. That is where this next tip comes into play, and that is to use the Muffled Effect. When you find that you're just having a really hard time getting the music to work, I love applying the Muffled Effect, which we can locate down here in the bottom right corner, and we will apply it on to our music. From there, we can go ahead and drag the amount all the way up to a full 100 or wherever you want it to sit. And let's just see what it sounds like for now. Just got its biggest update ever, version 4.0. So obviously that's a bit too strong. But one way I love to use the Muffled Effect is to animate it to bring in more clarity. So what we'll do is find where we want the Muffled Effect to start fading out. We can click to add a keyframe, move forward in our video, and let's just drag this all the way down to 0. Has just got its biggest update ever, version 4.0. I got that dog! And this brings me to my last tip, using the Muffled Effect but adding transitions. If you've ever added the Muffled Effect, you might have noticed that even if you drag it all the way down to 0, the Muffled Effect is still present. So let's just push play on this moment. Here, you'll notice my muffled is set to 0. But if I remove it, you'll see how it sounds. There's obviously a lot more dynamic range to this particular song. So when you run into this circumstance where you want to have the Muffled Effect introducing a song, but you don't want it to take over the entire song, just simply add a cut, remove the Muffled Effect from the second clip, and then add a basic dissolve transition with Command T. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. If it was, consider subscribing, as this channel is locked in on all things Final Cut Pro and Apple Motion. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me. And with that being said, I cannot wait to see you in the next one.